Before you start watching this video, just want to let you know, spoiler warning. There are some things in this review that may be a bit spoilery for you, so if you don't like that, go read the book first, then come back and watch my review, because I still want you to watch it, but might be some spoilers. Just giving you a heads up. All right, and on to the video. Good morning and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. We are continuing on with our Star Wars book reviews today. Finally, the final epic conclusion of the Legacy of the Force, Star Wars Invincible. This is the final book of a 9-book Star Wars series dealing with the rise and fall of Darth Caedus, also known as Jacen Solo. So sorry if that spoils it for anyone, but you really should go back and check out my other reviews on this. I've got an entire playlist full of Star Wars books, so definitely go check that out to kind of see what I was thinking of the previous 8 in this series, as well as some other Star Wars books. But in any case, of course, this is the epic conclusion, the final epic battle between brother and sister, Jaina and Jacen. And they're twins as well, so of course they have that unique bond, especially when it comes to Force users and Jedi. They already have the ability to sense the presence of other Force users, but when they're family, that bond's even stronger, and of course as twins, that bond is exceptionally strong. So both twins come face to face with each other in an epic final battle and conclusion, and just really, really well done. Just as the book cover says, the explosive conclusion to the Legacy of the Force, and it definitely was explosive conclusion. There's action, there's adventure, everything just kind of comes to a head, and it's just really done really well. The struggle and torment that Jaina is facing, knowing that the only way that she can save everything and end this horror is by killing her brother, her twin brother, and the challenge that she has to deal with after all the training she's been through with the Mandalorians on how to pull this off, which she realizes has become a necessary and need. So her struggles really come through in this, and I really kind of enjoyed that aspect of it. It's got to be a difficult decision to be able to make, and to be able to make that decision and to pull it off at great personal risk to yourself, of course, and that in the family, right? So I mean, how can you do that? How can you even think that? But this is something that Jaina finds herself face to face with, and having no other choice, no other alternative. And just overall, I really like that aspect of it, that story arc within that, and how she was personally feeling about this and what she needed to do. One of the other things I really liked about this book, and it really doesn't play that big of a role in it, but I thought it was a really cool idea that was just kind of dropped in there. This idea of this particular alien species using biological radio communication. And what I mean by that is, like, the idea of a telepath has always been prominent in science fiction. I mean, we have the Betazoids from Star Trek as an example of that. The ability to read each other's thoughts and sense each other's emotions. Well, one group of people or one species within this story that's particularly mentioned is they communicate using naturally occurring biological radio communication as a kind of form of telepathic communication, which I thought was just a really cool idea. And admittedly, I haven't read any or seen any science fiction that really suggests that this kind of communication could be done through radio transmission, where there's an actual organ in the brain that produces and transmits radio between different people within this culture. And I thought that was just a really cool idea. I mean, we know radio waves exist naturally. They've been detected all over the universe, so we know it is a naturally occurring force, the electromagnetic force. There are animals and creatures that naturally produce electricity. And to use kind of that EM radio frequency communication as a form of telepathic communication, I just thought was a really cool idea found within this book. And so those are just some of my thoughts on particularly Invincible, Star Wars book, Legacy of the Force. Now, I'm not quite done with the Star Wars books yet. I've got 2 more on my shelf to read before I move on to some other stuff. But overall, really enjoyed this series. Really good, and definitely enjoy it. Highly recommend it, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. If you like that expanded universe, this is totally worthwhile for picking up and reading, and just overall really, really good. And yeah, so check it out. And of course, check out my playlist with all the other Star Wars books on my playlist here, right here on the channel. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And, I'll definitely comment. I will try to respond to any comments. And thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And we will see you next time on the next episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Until then, keep on reading. We'll see you then. Bye. Haha, I was just writing my review on Goodreads. I'm just popping in again here right at the end because thought occurred to me that I forgot to include in this video. This book ends with a great question. Ultimately, the question is, which we don't really know for sure, is was Jason in fact redeemed at the last moment at the end? On that final epic conclusion, at the final moments, was he redeemed? Was he truly revealing himself as the person he was before? Did he truly care about what was happening to others? Was that a redeeming moment for him right before his final moments of existence? And that's just, and sorry, spoiler warning, but in any case, was he finally redeemed? And that's a really good question that we just don't know the answer to. So we will have to let the reader decide that. So check it out, read the book, decide for yourself. If you've read it, what do you think? Do you think Jason was redeemed at the end? And yeah, let me know in the comments below. All right, bye. See you next time.